Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make easy ham and bean soup in a Power XL multi-cooker. Alright, I'm starting out in my Power XL. I have the air fryer lit off because we're not using that today. I'm going to start by putting all my ingredients in here. I have a pound of ham I diced up in small dices. And if you can dice your ham up yourself rather than buying a pre-dice, it saves you money that way because they charge you to dice it up. I have 2 stalks of celery and 1 medium onion I diced up. They're going in. And I have a pressure cooker video on ham and bean soup, but I don't have a video in the Power XL. And I figured I would do a video on it because I put up the shorts and people say, well, why don't you put up the video? So I need to make a video to put it up. Now I have 4 red skin potatoes I diced into about that size diced pieces. And I have 2 15.5-ounce cans of Great Northern beans. I'm dumping them in juice and all. That juice will help thicken up our soup a little bit. I don't like it super runny. And I'm going to add in 4 cups of water for now. Let's see how it looks. I think I'm going to add about 2 more cups of water in. I don't want to overfill the Power XL. This is a 6-quart, but now let me grab a spoon. Give that a stir quick. I'm going to add in my seasonings. I'm going to start out, I use this Goya ham base. This stuff is really great, guys. It's cheap. Get it at Walmart, your local grocery store, in the ethnic food department. This makes it taste like you put ham hocks in there and cook them all day. I'm going to start with 4 packs and see how it tastes. I got to be careful because I give some soup to the old couple across the street, and Richard, the husband, he's sensitive to salt. If it's a little too salty, he don't mind telling me. But I still send the soup over because him and his wife, they really enjoy it. Now this here got a little stuck together because of the humidity in the kitchen. I've had it for a little while. Trying to think of his wife's name. Her name is Rose. They're really nice people, though. I'm going to get this ham seasoning in here. Just get this out of here, guys. Normally this is a powder, but like I said, because of the humidity in the kitchen and I've had this on hand for a while, it got a little stuck together. But that'll loosen right up in the soup, and it doesn't affect the flavor. And guys, this smells like ham, and it has a smoky bacon flavor to it too. Like I said, this is really good stuff. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. Alright, I'm going to stir that in because we are going to add some salt in. And it's taking a little bit for that to dissolve because this is cold water. Let me grab a spoon and I'll taste this for that seasoning. I don't want to double dip because people comment on that, even though it's just me and my son Zach are the only ones that's going to be eating this. Holly and Eric don't like it, and Greg's up at school. So I mean, double dipping really wouldn't hurt, but I won't do it anyways. I'm going to throw in 1 more pack of that seasoning, so that'll be 5 packs. And you get 8 of them in a box. And like I said, it's around $2 or less for a box, but it's not that bad. Put that down in there. And I use canned beans. I could have used dry beans, but it would be soaking them overnight and all that. I use canned beans because they're just as good and they're easy. And that's the whole idea, keep this easy. Now I'm going to taste this. That's good right there. Now I have some liquid smoke. I have hickory liquid smoke. I'm just going to put a splash in, because that's what makes your soup really taste like it cooked all day, simmered all day. And that gives a really good smoky flavor. Now I'm going to add in some salt. I'm only going to put a teaspoon in. And if I need to add more salt in the end, I will, but I'm sure this will be fine. And let me give that a taste. That's good on the salt and that's good on the smoke. I'm going to put some pepper in there. About a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of pepper. When I fix a bowl up, I'll add a little pepper to it then too, so I don't want to overdo it with the pepper. And even though we put celery in, I'm going to add a little bit of celery seed because that gives it a really good, rich celery flavor. About a teaspoon. A little different than fresh celery. And lastly, this is optional, guys, but this really makes the soup. I'm going to put a dash of accent in it. This here is monosodium glutamate. What that does is that really wakes up the flavor of the soup and gives it a good flavor. And I'll add my parsley when it's done cooking so it all doesn't cook up on top of the lid. I'm going to take my lid and put it on here. Alright, now my unit's on. I'm going to turn this to the simmer setting, which is right down here. It starts out at 205 degrees by default. I'm going to turn it up to, we'll do 210. It goes up to 212. That's the maximum, but I don't want it to boil like a roaring pot of soup. I want it to slow simmer. So we'll go to 210, and it's set at 30 minutes. We'll leave it there. I'm going to press my start button. That'll come up to temperature, and then the time will start counting down. Now while that's cooking on that simmer, I'm going to go up and grab a quick shower. Alright guys, this went for the 30 minutes. I had to cut my temperature back to 200 degrees because once this got cooking, it really got cooking. My potatoes are tender. I tested them. They're not mushy. Now lastly to this, I have a teaspoon of cornstarch here with about a half teaspoon of water I'm going to add in. And the reason I'm doing this is because when you use dry beans, the starch from the beans helps to thicken your soup up a little bit. But because we're using canned beans, it won't develop enough starch. So I'm just putting a little bit of cornstarch to thicken it up just a little bit. We don't want it like a gravy, but I also don't want it runny like liquid. And I'm going to add in that parsley I was talking about. Now what I do with my parsley is I dice it fresh, and if I dice too much, if I let it dry out, I put it in a baggie. That way there, if you have parsley on hand, you're not wasting it. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in. That's about a teaspoon. I'm going to put just a hair more in. Let's give that a stir. Guys, my soup's ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a bowl and see what we got. Alright guys, let me get in here and give this a try. Now this is lava hot, so I have to be careful. I'm going to start with the potato and some of my broth. Potatoes tender, soft, not mushy. Let me get a little broth just to taste that. Broth is good, has a good rich ham flavor from that ham base. You taste the liquid smoke in there, good smoky flavor. Picked up flavor from the potatoes and from the ham itself. I'll try some of this ham. Ham is tender, really delicious. Guys, that was really easy, really delicious. And if you don't have a Power XL, you can throw this in a pot and cook it. You've seen how I made it, throw it in a pot over medium-low heat. Alright, there you have it. Easy ham and bean soup in the Power XL multi-cooker. Thanks for watching. Remember, love what you eat and eat what you love.